Hello, this is your virtual content specialist for second grade social studies. And today is a part two lesson on Unit 3, the day 10 and 11 lessons. The learning target for these lessons are learn that the English forcibly took over New York City and consider this historical event from multiple perspectives. So we're going to be looking at best practices for eliciting strong student writing responses, but with a lens on cause. So we always want to make sure that we preview the questions with the students prior to reading the text. This way they can make sure to listen and look for what the question is asking them. Then you're going to model for students during the synchronous session how to act like historians and find evidence in the text or video by looking or listening for signal words. And once again, scaffolding writing by using sentence starters. Okay, so just a reminder, we're looking at shift 3 to integrate content and skills purposefully for the New York State Social Studies framework. We want our classroom to go from a classroom where students experience an additional nonfiction reading class or textbook-focused instruction to a social studies classroom where students learn to read, discuss, and write like social scientists. Remember that it's about both content and skills. Students learn to think like geographers, historians, economists, and citizens. So the social studies framework, key ideas and conceptual understandings for this part of the lesson, this unit is time, continuity, and change. And here we're going to be looking at and focusing on cause and effect relationships that help us recount events and understand historical development. Cause and effect relationships help us to understand the changes in communities. So in your students' independent work in this lesson, they're going to be asked to view a portion of this History Channel video on when Peter Stuyvesant surrenders. This video right here. And then they're supposed to brainstorm or write down the causes for the English takeover of New Amsterdam here. So before they can even get to this part, it's really important to understand, remember we talked about previewing the question. So what question are they asking? What are the causes for English takeover of New Amsterdam? But being that the students are in second grade, maybe we need to think about and discuss with them, what does that mean? What are the causes? So this is a good time to pause and explain and define what a cause is, and that it's important for them to know that a cause is a reason for a change in a community. So that's what they're going to be looking for. The cause is why, the reason something happened. Why did it happen? What is the reason? That is the cause. So really to underscore that with them before you even begin looking or listening to the video. And then also, being the historical detectives that they are, you'll be using some think aloud strategies to model connections while reading and listening to the video. And a good helper for that is to have the students look and listen for signal words to help them find the cause. So some words that they might hear while they're listening or words they might see while they're reading could be so, if then, because, after, therefore, since. These also might be words that they could use in their writing when they're writing down their answers. So here's the independent work slide. And You can see here that they want them to respond in complete sentences. Causes for English takeover of New Amsterdam. They have a model here. The English had colonies to the north and south of New Amsterdam. They wanted control of the whole eastern seaboard. So then the students are also supposed to write 2 more causes. So aside from the video that has some causes in the video, and you can go through that together and jot down some of the causes, you can also use the think, stop, and jot technique from the previous video. There was also some causes in the introduction where they introduced the students to the lesson. So you can see here I highlighted in some of those causes. King Charles II of England sent warships to New Amsterdam Harbor to take over the colony. And while Stuyvesant wanted to fight the British, the people of New Amsterdam chose not to. So you can seek out in this paragraph as well, besides the video, some information to answer those questions and help them. Okay, so then we also want to scaffold writing by using sentence starters again. So here's a few different ways you could help them start their sentences. Causes for English takeover of New Amsterdam. One reason why the English took over New Amsterdam is, so here is nice because you're also sort of defining cause, the reason why. The English took over New Amsterdam because, oh, here you're using one of those signal words. New Amsterdam became New York when. So also kind of, even though the sentence starters are helping them write a complete sentence, they're also kind of helping them understand the concept behind what a cause is and how a change is happening in the community. So let's review. Best practices for eliciting strong student writing responses. Preview the questions with the students prior to reading to help preload them and get them thinking with the lens of the question. Model for students how to act like historians and find evidence in the text or video by looking for or listening for signal words. And then scaffolding writing by using sentence starters. And in this one, we showed that it also kind of underscores the concept of cause and effect for them in addition to writing their sentences. Okay, I wish you a lot of success in building our little historians.